Boom! There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we had somebody not show up for today's episode, but that's cool. We're still going to rock and roll. And I love the theme music that he picked, so I'm using it for today. Either way, let's get this show on the road. Let's talk about video testimonials and how you can turn them into more clients. Here we go.
Shut up and sit down.
Is your business in need of customers? Then you found the right show. Hernan Cias is the business bro, and he makes getting customers fun and easy. Watch, listen, and learn as each episode is designed to sell. Welcome to another episode of
Business Bros. Yeah, what up, ladies and gents? Kevin's in the house. What up, Kevin? What up, my brother? We're going to be doing a Billie Jean event, 5, 6, 7 event that's coming up next week. So excited to learn some more stuff. And I'm assuming this has got to be Jeff. I'm not 100% sure because if you did it in the group, it doesn't tell me your name, but usually it's Jeff when he's in the group. So thank you guys for joining me. All right, dude, video testimonials. How are we using them? I guess I got to kind of start at the beginning, how it kind of became a thing. We started to grow this podcast simply by asking people. Once we started doing interviews, eventually, the way we grew it was after the interview was over, I would sit down and ask somebody, hey, did you have fun? They're like, yeah, this was cool. This was awesome. I go, who do you think would be a good guest to be on the show? Right? Kevin, you're dude, I just got to say, Dan is one of our insurance clients, but he does so much for the community. I had to make sure he stays proper right there. You're exactly right. What's up? What up? All right. So we started asking people, this is how you grow. This is how you get referral business. At the end of the interviews, I would ask people, who do you think would be a good guest on the show? And they'd give us a couple of names, right? And then if we were feeling a little gutsier, we'd say, hey, do you mind making an introduction? And most people were like, yeah, hell yeah. I'd love to do that, right? So Dan is the man. That's 100% true. Dan is the man. All right. So what happens? People start telling other people about the show. Then we start getting people booked on the show. And I was like, dude, this is really what it's like. They're telling other people that we're having a great experience on the Business Bros podcast. We're asking for that referral. That is how we start booking appointments. And so we started to build on that slowly but surely. So much, in fact, that I started to reach out to people. The way we make introductions is on social media. So people would send in DMs, maybe a little group message or another type of whatever, social post, whatever it was that, depending on the platform, we'd have communication with these other people. And I wanted to be a little bit different. I wanted to stand out from just the generic, hey, how's it going? Or it's great to digitally meet you or something like that. And even to this day, I always try to improve the way I show up on social, as long as I show up, right? That's kind of the key when you're doing marketing. So what I would do was I found out that on Messenger, you can send video DMs. And that completely changed the way I communicated with people. For the most part, yeah, I do send a text. That's what most people like. It's easier to do. But every once in a while, especially if I haven't spoken to you in a while, I'm going to send you a video message because, and here's the thing, right? DMs get opened about 80% of the time. You send an email, for example, not as many people open an email. Phone call, very few people are answering their phones these days, right? They just don't have the kind of open rate. You send it by mail, it's just not going to have the same open rate. But Messenger, text message and messengers have about an 80% open rate. Now, will they respond to you? That's a whole different ballgame, right? But most people look at the message. They don't leave it unseen. They don't like those alerts, right? Unless you're some of the new Gen Zs who actually like to have alerts on their phone to show how popular they are. So, that happens. But most people are going to open that message and they're going to look at it. And it's a video. So you're curious to say, okay, well, I know who this guy is. I've seen his face before. Right? Whether you see me on social as an ad or you see me on social because I show up because I create content all the time, or because you actually met me in person or you've done an interview with me, you recognize the face. So you know it's somebody you recognize. So you got to be curious and you got to, what are they sending me a video for? What could possibly be on this video? And they hit play, right? And the cool thing about sending videos like that is I customize it. I say the person's name right then and there. So it's not some automated robotic thing that you're sending to people. This video DM, right? This video DM is authentic. It's you. It's literally saying, hey, what's up? And I usually, if I know who's on the other line, it's not like an intro. If I know who's on the other line, I talk about, hey, this is the last time we spoke. This is what you were up to. What's going on? Like, what are you doing today? How can I help you? That video DM is so powerful. And when I started doing that on social, that's when the podcast really started to grow. And I started to think, how can I use this stuff? So we started to embed video. And towards the end of every single interview, I wanted to start creating video testimonials so I can show other people that I'm not the only one who thinks my podcast is cool. Other people think it's cool as well. And so at the end of every episode, we always ask, what was your experience like on the Business Bros? And that gives our guests an opportunity to talk about their experience. And mind you, our show, we try to make it as a great experience as possible for the people who are on it, right? So when you come on the show, we play the music that you like. We write an introduction that is all about your accolades and your achievements. We have a ton of energy to get your energy up as well. We give you an experience like no other podcast interview you've ever been on. So when we ask what your experience was like, 99.9% of the time, the people who are on the show are going to say, dude, this was the greatest podcast I've ever been on. This is a great experience. You guys are amazing. You have high energy. Everyone should be listening to this. And so we have now video testimonials. And this is the power of video testimonials. See, when I ask people that question, when I ask them what their experience was like, it is very fresh in their mind. I've already pumped them up throughout this entire episode. And so when I ask them the question, what I get to capture on video is much better because I have their energy level so high. So our testimonial videos are full of people who are excited, who are happy to have been on the show. And that's what a powerful video testimonial will do. If you can actually do that with your clientele, as soon as you completed your task or whatever job you were hired to do, and that customer is 100% satisfied, if you can ask them at that moment in time what your experience was like, it's going to be so different. A couple questions you can ask, right? Number one is, what problem were you going through when you decided to hire me? Record, right? And they're going to tell you, oh man, I wasn't able to find a house. I couldn't afford a place or whatever it was, right? Video proof. That is so much, right? Joe's clients are doing video testimonials for him. And before I even go any further, how cool is it for you, the business owner, to hear and get feedback from your customers about their experience with you? That is tremendously powerful. And Joe's right. Video testimonials are a great form of proof because nobody believes you when you do it. But if your customers are talking about it, that's awesome. So we're creating these testimonials and we're going to use them. We're going to use them to grow our business. So how do we do that? What is it that I'm doing that's worked for me so far? So for the podcast, for example, one of the ways that we've been growing the podcast, yesterday's guest on the show literally found us in a Facebook ad. So we'll create different ads that go out. Some of them are just awareness ads. We want to get our name and message out there in front of people as much as possible. So I'm like, this is the best business podcast out there, or the most energetic business podcast out there. And I have testimonials of our guests that have been on the show saying exactly that. You guys have the greatest energy. Everyone should be listening. Most energetic podcast. And people will see that over and over again, and they're like, I got to check these guys out. And boom. That is how we're using video testimonials to grow our podcast. How do I use it to get clientele? So we're doing, right now, I've been focusing my sales in the car wrap industry. So I'm working with one of my partners, Brianna. She's awesome. She's another fellow genius. And we decided to pick a niche to work on. And so we've created ad campaigns for that particular niche. To help them grow their businesses, because we can pull leads for that particular niche really well now that we work with a few businesses in that space. And so what we're doing is we created a campaign that sends the prospect into a chat in the messenger, right? And so we ask them some pre-qualifying questions, and most people get through the pre-qualifying questions, and then we're able to set an appointment, which is the objective of this, right? Gather data and then set the appointment. And so we're getting to that point quite a bit. But there are some that answer one or two questions and then don't complete the prompts. So that means that, first of all, they were interested, right? They saw an ad. They had a need initially, right? They had a need. They saw an ad that would fulfill that need, and they inquired about it. Now, for whatever reason, they didn't follow through, but it doesn't mean that they didn't have the need, right, to get solved by the product or service that we're offering. So what do? I hop into my DMs because this is in Messenger, and I bust out the video camera just like I told you guys I do in other video DMs. And I tell them, I'm like, look, I'm assuming that the reason why you clicked on my ad is because you want more clients for your car wrap business. Now, the only thing I can do is show you results. To show you results is to show you other people that I'm working with. So I'm going to drop a video testimonial below. Check it out. If you want similar results, then let's have an appointment. Let's set an appointment and talk. And I send that video to them, and then I drop a video testimonial right under that of a client talking about what a great experience they've had with lead generation with our company. And guess what happens? Most of the time, that prospect who didn't complete the questions is now having a conversation with me, is now getting ready and answering the questions that they're looking for. I'm able to ask them where they're at in their business, because some of them are just getting started. They don't know what to ask. And some of them have other types of businesses and just kind of wanted to know about lead generation, which is cool too. But until you open that opportunity to have the conversation so that you can ask questions to figure out what is it you need help with? Where are you struggling at in your business? What do you need help achieving? And then see if I can fill those gaps, right? That's how powerful a video testimonial is. It'll take that person who's skeptical, who doesn't know who you are. They just saw you in an ad. They're a little nervous because they're reaching out to you. Maybe they have that little buyer's remorse right there for a second, but you come in with a video, you're much more authentic. Then you show somebody else talking about how good a service they've done for you. Now you're just putting nothing but trust chips in their corner. And now you're answering questions and getting to the root of their problem. You're just winning all kinds of kudo points. People are more likely to do business with you because now they know who you are. Now they like you, and you're providing value all the way through. Social proof included with actual, authentic, you reaching out and asking questions to figure out what their problem is. I mean, those things together combined, that's how you're going to get that conversation going. That's how you're going to get more sales. I mean, that's how we've devised our strategy. Let's see what Joe says. What others say about you is 1000% more compelling than anything you can say about yourself, even if you're 1000% more eloquent. So true. So true. Right? I mean, I don't believe you when you're talking about yourself. I just don't. I mean, yeah, cool. I think highly of myself too. I do. But if somebody else says they did a good job, that you did a good job, and they start telling me about what problems they were having prior to that, and then after they tell me what problems they were having, why did they choose me? Now they're telling, they're telling you, they're literally the video testimonial. Question number 1, right, was what problem were you going to? Question number 2 is, why did you choose me? Oh, I was going online. I saw an ad, and you explained what was going on so clearly. I needed to find out more. I mean, I don't know if I'm in a great position, but I just needed to find out a little bit more. Right? Okay, cool. Or other stories that I've heard. Dude, I've been following you for 2 years, and when I got ready to buy a house, I knew that you were the agent I wanted to talk to. You've shared so much information with me. I've seen you have your kids and grow up and blah blah blah. Right? There are people who are doing things that are noticing what you're doing. You just don't know they're around yet. And a video testimonial, that social proof, can help take that to the next level for other people who you are just getting introduced to. Like, that's the power of a video testimonial. That's the power of video in general. For you to be able to capture your emotions, say their name, be as authentic as possible to get that client. I mean, nobody else stands out that way. And I'll give you another little thing that I do. It's not testimonial related, okay? But it's a little bit of a vanity play. I gotta make sure you guys know that. And that's just part of the deal. If you're gonna market and you're your personal brand, there's a lot of vanity in that play. But something I started doing recently was I would create, let's see if I can pull some up. I'll see if I can do that while we're talking here. So anyways, I went on Canva and I created a That's going to make me do a code. Anyways, I created a couple little slides of myself and I'm like pointing in one direction or whatever. You guys, if you follow me on Facebook, that's usually where I use those types of comments because they show up in a feed like that. But if you follow me on Facebook and you see when I comment with people's stuff, I try to comment with images of myself saying some cool stuff like, you're amazing or happy birthday, or you rock, or you're right, like different things like that, so that it shows up as branding. There's the Business Bros logo. There's my picture on it. I'm actually saying something nice about the person. I'm complimenting their post, and it's so useful. I mean, it is definitely one of those things that like people really like, that uniqueness. It's not my generic thing where you can write, send a DM that says happy birthday, or in my case, if we talk a lot or, we don't talk very often, sometimes you'll get a video DM depending on where I'm at. Other times you'll get an image of me pointing at you saying, hey, happy birthday. Branding as much as you possibly can. I mean, that's really what it's about. You're in business, right? I mean, that's why I'm assuming you're listening to this podcast, because you want to grow your business at some point. So it means you got to get in front of more people and tell them what it is you do. Video testimonials is just one option to use your customers as your sales team. Because remember, that excitement that they have when they're sharing their experience with you, that excitement is recorded. You can use that over and over and over again. You can use that as your ad campaign. You can use that as a little push, a little nudge in your direction to get a client to come your way. It's amazing what you can do with that stuff. So anyways, if you guys are interested, let me drop that on the screen here. If you're interested, I'd love to help you out, or maybe you got some more questions. So first of all, you can DM me at Business Bros Pod, right? Or let me drop that thing at the bottom down there. Boom, businessbros.biz is our website. I mean, that's really testimonials in a nutshell. Like if you have a website, by the way, if you're a personal service, if you're a coach or you're a realtor or you're an accountant or you're an insurance agent, one of those where you have a professional license that says you can do this certain thing in an industry, you're a service-based business, you need to be having video testimonials. I mean, you need to be having a couple things, right? One, you got to start getting Google reviews and Facebook reviews. You just have to, right? I mean, our Google review page could probably use some help, which is why we started a campaign via text message now that is embedded so that we can start growing Google reviews. We got a few Facebook reviews, but we don't really promote that as well. So we threw that in the campaign. But we did well on iTunes reviews because that's when we started making that push. Right? So get the reviews for your business. Those definitely help. Get written testimonials. And if you get them in video, they help because you can just transcribe them. But you can get some written testimonials, which are your reviews that you can use. Take those, put those on your website as well. And of course, you need the video testimonials. This is social proof. I mean, if you look at sales letters sales letters today, you don't really see them in letter form. I mean, you do every once in a while, but you see them on landing pages all the time. And if you look at most people's sales pages, right, the way it's designed, like, look, dude, here's the main point. This is what you're going to get from us. You already know what it is. Here's the button. Let's get started. That's usually at the beginning, something like that. And then the reason why the landing page is so long is because it hits different personality types all the way through, right? There's the people who are going to take action right away. That's the call to action at the very top. Like, let's do this. There's people who need to know more about what it is that you do. So there's a little information there. There's people who need to know that you're not doing this for the first time. And this is where your video testimonials sit. There's people who want to break down the packages or break down the numbers, the analytics, and that's where that information is. And as you work your way through your website, all those pieces need to be in there because that is how you're going to drive a customer, whichever type customer that you're looking for. That's how you're going to get that customer to engage with you. At some point, and in between each point, you should have a little call to action as well. But at some point, your customer type is going to meet that page on your website, and then you're going to be good. Right? That's where you're going to transition. Or you make different landing pages specific for those types of people. I mean, dude, strategies are endless. And that's the cool thing about, one of the things that I really love about marketing is that you can test different things out. Right now, I got a couple different ads going out specifically for video testimonial packages, and I'm targeting different individual groups. So the image is the same. There's another one that has a video. The video is the same, but I'm testing different types of hooks, different types of points. And I'm seeing, okay, is it an image? Is it a hook? Is it converting? Is it not converting? It's all about testing. But how do you test one testimonial versus another testimonial, one ad versus another ad, if you don't have the content in the first place? So again, it doesn't take very much. You could do it yourself, or you could hire us to help you, but you could do it yourself. And really all you need, again, is those 3 questions, right? Question number 1, what were you going through? What problem were you facing? Question number 2, why did you pick me? Right? Why go with us? And question number 3, the last question is, what was the end result? Are you happy with the end result? Basically, if you do those 3 things on a video testimonial, you got everything you need. And now you can use that for all kinds of stuff. Post it on your social media, run it as an ad, use it as a, I don't even know what to call it, but use it as a video DM, the way I told you earlier in the episode, so that you can send out those messages and book appointments. That's really what it comes down to. Do the work, get those appointments, use a video testimonial. Your clients are your social proof. You're already doing a good job. That's why you're in business. That's why customers come to you in the first place, because you do good work. But they need to hear from your customers, not always from you. And that's the power of a video testimonial, ladies and gents. I'm going to cut this one short. It is Friday. And again, if you guys need any help, businessbros.biz, businessbros.biz. We'll catch you guys again next week. Peace. And we're out.
Thanks for watching The Business Bros. If you're ready to get more clients and want to work with the Business Bro, visit our website, www.businessbros.biz, and click on the Need More Customers button, or learn how to generate more referrals with our video testimonial packages. Go to www.businessbros.biz and start